Thursday, everyone, and welcome to Rotary. We're going to go ahead with our Pledge of Allegiance, if you'll please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Bonnie Malott has the invocation today.
Before I start the invocation, I wanted to let you all know, if you don't already know, two of our Rotarians need your special prayers and thoughts. James Nadu lost his beloved Pablo this week, and we just learned that Jackie Fisher's husband was mowing last night and a car hit him. He was life flighted to York, and I don't know any immediate details, but it sounds like he was critically injured. Sue is sending around a sympathy card for James for you to sign. Let us pray. For friends, good food, and fun of Rotary, we give our sincere thanks. May these tokens of your bounty nourish our physical bodies in preparation for the challenges that are ours in Rotary. Keep us always mindful of the needs of others and attuned to our calling in Rotary. And today we especially ask your care and blessing on James and Jackie's family. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Ron. All right, and enjoy some fellowship, and we'll be back at 12:30. And welcome back. We are not doing any more Zoom because nobody joined us, so that's why I don't have the wand, probably. Right, are there any visiting Rotarians? And I happen to know that there are. Pete will talk in a few minutes, so any other visiting Rotarians? And I see lots of guests. Other than our scholarship ladies, are there any other special guests? Amy Hicks.
Well, I'm really pleased to have a guest with me today. I want to introduce Kimberly Stevens, who's new at United Way. She's our Community Impact Coordinator. So as you are looking at United Way projects through Rotary and other places, Kimberly is going to be the one coordinating a lot of those projects. And as well, she's interested in Rotary. So I'll give her a nice warm welcome. She's going to be speaking to the evening club next week. Is it next week? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. About our Stuff the Bus, which of course is the current project. So so you'll be seeing more of Kimberly. And so anyway, Kimberly, thanks for coming. Thank you.
Are there any other special guests with us today? Jordan, I see you.
Alrighty, I have today with me Eric Allman. He's with Edward Jones, works a lot with Cindy Wolf, so I'm really excited to have him here today. And he is actually also interested in the Rotary group, so we won't boo him. We'll give him a round of applause.
And Melissa, do you have a guest?
Yes, so I have Lindsay with me from Oasis Float. She is my neighbor that I have got to come to meet. She is also interested in networking and connecting with other business professionals in the community. She's new a little bit to the Chambersburg area and in the business world, so she's excited to be here and meet a lot of you guys as well.
Good.
And Stephanie, I believe you have some guests.
Yes, I have a couple of guests that came to see me get passing of the gavel today. Sworn in. Yeah, that's the word. Sworn in. This is Katie.
Hi.
And what would you like?
Candace.
Candace. And Lauren, I'm sorry, Lauren's new. And Katie and Candace are going to be hopefully joining Rotary here as well.
Awesome, welcome. I think that's all our guests today. It's wonderful to see you all. Thank you all so much for coming. Member concerns. It's not really a concern so much as an acknowledgement. One of our members who I think is just amazing is transferring because she likes to have lunch with her husband. So Amy Hicks is going to be joining the Versusburg Club, and we will surely miss her. And Amy, I know all of us have a very heartfelt thank you for all the service you have done for this club and the great leadership. So thank you so much, Amy. If you want to say anything, you're welcome, since I don't know whether you'll be popping in. I hope so.
I'm hoping to pop back in. Well, I just want to say I have truly enjoyed being part of this club and enjoy seeing you all. And I see this as an opportunity. I've got an opportunity, like you said, to have lunch with my husband sometimes, but also to kind of work on our Mercersburg presence a little bit too, and that's my home community. So I want to be able to do some things there. So anyway, thanks everybody. and you're going to be seeing me around because hopefully you guys are going to see me on any projects, and Kimberly will help connect everybody in there. So
Awesome. Thanks again.
thank you.
And special Rotary recognition. We made it to the end of the list, but we saved maybe the best for last, right, Bonnie? Bonnie Zeller. You went 2 weeks ago. Well then, we are done with the list. All right, newest members still, but maybe not long. Chris and Rudy. And all right, is anybody feeling happy today? Any happy dollars? Clint. Melissa's sneaking up behind you. I don't think she can get through, but.
Hey, there we go. A couple of quick announcements that we're really pleased about. You all have been hearing, I'm sure, for a number of weeks, the Juneteenth event coming up this Saturday, the 18th. Going to be located in 2 different places. The 9 to 10 deal is at the 2nd Street Mike Waters Park, and that's just a giveaway of books for kids and so forth. But the adult situation is going to be at Wilson College from 11 to 1. Great musical opportunities, a couple of speakers, and free lunch. So I hope you guys can come for that. It's going to be pretty neat. Sponsored by Racial Reconciliation, but it's family events. Bring the whole gang and so forth. The other thing I wanted to announce very quickly, you saw it in the bulletin this week, and hopefully you'll be seeing it every week. Our traditional Rotary Family Picnic coming up the Thursday between our 2 meetings. This is going to be July 9th, is that?
14th.
14th, okay. And so you'll see that. Our definition of family is pretty broad. You can obviously bring all the kids, bring the in-laws, bring the neighbors, bring prospective Rotarians. All of those would be great. Just bring a dish to serve, and if the number of people you bring exceeds a dozen, you'll bring a couple of dishes maybe, something like that. But it's going to be at the pavilion behind the old Coldbrook Elementary School. This is now owned by YMCA and is known as the ARC. But easy to find, very convenient. If you happen to be bringing anybody in a wheelchair, then you're allowed to bring your car around to the pavilion to make it easy to get them in and out kind of situation. But do not park there. You park either in front of the old school or on the side, either way there. Need some help just cleaning up and wrapping tables, and they're going to be gathering around 3:30, something like that. I need 1 pickup truck, as we're going to be borrowing a couple or 3 of these foldable tables to put the food that's been brought in this sort of thing. Obviously, the past presidents for a number of years won't let Brad Evans off the hook or myself. Brad is bringing he's gonna be cooking, in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 pounds of pulled pork, and I'll be bringing likewise the same amount of brisket. But we need to know how many people are coming, please, so that we can, try to keep from giving half of it away. You know, we don't give it away, come on. Anyway, we really hope all of you can come. It's gonna be a fun event, it always is. And, so come back from the beach early or whatever is required. Thanks.
Thanks, Bonnie has $50.
I have $5 It took 5 years, but my youngest finally graduated from Bloomsburg University, so that's a big cheer. We're all done. He graduated with a Bachelor of Art in Studio Arts with an emphasis in graphic arts and painting. So he did not get any of that from his mother. I can just tell you that. But we're very excited.
Awesome. Sue has $50.
That's more than that.
It's hard to tell. Should we only talk?
I have $5 because I have retired as secretary of this club after
Couple of decades, or 3, or 5.
Short
So,
period.
in the future, you do not send your checks to Sweet Sue McMurtry. You will be sending your checks to Teresa Di Loretto. I just want you to get that in your head now, and if you have your checks sent from the business, have them change, in their books. But it's been a pleasure. I know which ones of you are scoundrels and which ones of you are not. And I will keep it a secret until I go to my grave.
Any other $50? Okay, all right. Rotary Minute today, Carolyn Klauser has for us.
So I have to tell you, I was getting ready to come here, I ran into an old friend who's got quite a personality, and he said, hey, make some trouble for me, won't you? So this isn't the moment, I'm going to be using notes. So when Heather asked me if I would do the Rotary Minute, I of course was happy to do that, but I also was a little overwhelmed because I'm still a red badge, so I'm a new member here and don't know a whole lot about Rotary, and I know that many of you have been with the club for a long time, and I was kind of hesitant about what I could possibly talk about that you all don't know. So I knew we had our scholarship recipients coming today, so I thought, okay, Carolyn, scholarships, we can talk about scholarships. But I didn't know anything about scholarships, so I was looking online and finding a lot of facts and data that I could have presented to you, and then it occurred to me, well, probably everybody knows these facts and data. They're on the website, you all can see it just like I can. So what I got excited about is when I got to the why. Why does Rotary give scholarships? And the reason for that is we invest in our future leaders and philanthropists. Now, I don't know, you all don't know me real well, but I work in a philanthropy department, so I was like, yes, philanthropy, I can talk about philanthropy. So hopefully this will be at least a little bit interesting to some of you. If not, please just pretend. So if my experience with philanthropy is that many people don't completely understand what philanthropy is. So if you were to ask somebody to name a philanthropist, a lot of times people's minds go to people with great wealth who either start their own foundations or give charitable giving to other foundations. And while many philanthropists do engage in charitable giving, that is not really what defines a philanthropist. So the word philanthropy comes from a Greek word, and it means love for humankind. And so as I thought about that as it relates to Rotary, and I look around the folks in this room, I know that each of you are philanthropists, or you would not be a part of the Rotary Club. You are here because you have a love for mankind. You're here because you believe in the four-way test, and you live out our value of service above self. So in awarding these scholarships, Rotary is investing not just in our future philanthropists, but they're investing in our legacy, the legacy that we're creating today to make our community a better place. And so that's why it's important to invest in our Rotary scholarships. And yes, financial support is a part of investing in those scholarships, and I would encourage each of us to give to the scholarship fund as we're able. Everybody's got different situations, but I would encourage you to think if you can make a gift at any point in time. But there are other ways to support the scholarship as well. And I know Sue encouraged us yesterday by email to help with the auction food stand in 27th, is that, am I right, on Monday the 27th. And there were some volunteer opportunities to help there through the day. If your schedule doesn't allow that, for instance, my schedule that day doesn't allow that, you can consider donating baked goods, cakes or cookies or pies especially. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience, they do not have to be homemade. So in closing, I just want to allow you to thank you for allowing me to do the Rotary Minute today, for at least pretending like you enjoyed it. But more importantly, I want to thank you for being such shining examples of what a philanthropist really is, and for letting your love for mankind shine through. Thank you.
It's lovely, Carolyn. Thank you. We're going to go to club announcements. Thank you, Clint, for making the picnic announcement. There will be a survey coming out today, tomorrow, as I get to it, about fundraising ideas. We talked at the board yesterday at our board meeting. Because of COVID, we all know things changed. And so we're looking at ways to raise funds for the club. And we're looking at what kind of fundraisers we could do. Before COVID, we were doing the carnival fundraiser, and it was very successful. The company that ran the carnival has gone out of business. They did not survive COVID. So that's really not an option for us. We have been working with Country Creek Produce to do a fall fest there. A lot of it has to do with selling sponsorships. That is truly how we raise a lot of our funds, through the sponsorships of our events. Dennis D. Loretto, who some of you know very well and the new members probably don't know so well, was really a master of sales of sponsorships. It was incredible what he could do. And we need other members then to step up and take that place, as he's in the 85 plus club and is not kind of turned the hat over. So, but I'm going to send out a survey. We have some other ideas about things we could potentially do. Our goal for the next year is to raise $10,000 for the club. So I'll have that, I'll put in our options, and there will be room for comments or suggestions for what people actually would want to do. So that we're not all roped into something we all kind of go, oh God, that project. It's just reality, so it's all of us together. So again, if you'll just respond to that, the board would really appreciate it. Save the date, moving on, save the date, August the 11th is going to be a district-wide meeting, not district-wide, an area-wide meeting. Mercersburg, Waynesboro, and Chambersburg. The district governor is coming to B Street. The cost of the meal will be $36.50. We need to RSVP, I'm saying to staff, but it could be to me, one of us, no later than August the 1st. We need to get a count for B Street. So, and it should have been in the bulletin. If not, it'll be coming out. Stacy Miller-Heckman's not here. Oh, and Pete Mumford is here from Martinsburg, West Virginia Club. He is a visiting Rotarian today, but he is passionate about Shelter Box and has been for quite a number of years, I understand. And you know, we've been contributing to Shelter Box and our club, and I'm just going to ask Pete to stand up here and talk a minute or two about Shelter Box.
How much minutes do I have?
Can you keep it to 5?
5, I can do that. First of all, hi Amy. Good to see Amy. I was in Martinsburg from 85 to 2001 running the hospital, and then I left to run another hospital down south. I came back in 2012. 10 years ago, there's Amy. What did I come back as, Amy? I was reincarnated.
United Way.
I came back out of retirement to run the United Way down there, had the terrific pleasure all those years of knowing Amy as we did things among our, 2 or 3 states. Also, her husband Mike was one of my predecessors, because Mike was, back in the 80s and 90s, the shelter box representative for the area. So I remember Mike say hi to Mike, and I'm glad you're gonna have lunch with him. It is a really small world. Very quickly, I'm here to recognize your club as a shelter box hero club. But just quickly, some of you are very invested, Clint, for one, in shelter box. For the new people that are other guests here, Rotary going way back when, and I noticed, by the way, your club's 1920, ours is 1921. You beat us by a year, but we both had our 100-year celebration. So that does show you, for your people here, some survival of, we must be doing something right. Shelter box has been going on for 20 years. We've been in 100 different countries or shelter box situations. Rotary, and it actually started from a Rotary club in England 20 years ago. A year or two after that, Rotary International took on shelter box as a supported project. So shelter box is not a Rotary initiated project like Polio Plus. It's one we felt was of great need around the world. Right now, today, there's, you can take whatever you read in different places. I get Doctors Without Borders because I support them. And, there's anywhere from 50 to 60 million people around the world right now that are displaced and homeless. Shelter box, way back when, said we need to go in England and do something for the 8 or 10 or 20 or 50 people in an area that are displaced normally by bad weather. It blossomed from then very quickly to be an organization that supports people that are homeless or disassociated with their home, their town, their country, due to war, famine, hurricanes, earthquakes, whatever. Obviously, what's the biggest one we read about today? Ukraine. Shelter box used to be a big green box. And Amy, could we just move this table back here another 3 minutes?
Sorry for the noise.
Shelter box used to be a big, and it still is a big green box. It would have all of that stuff, notably a tent, and they have 2 sizes, small and large. I have one for if you've got any kids going to our Ryla this weekend. Our tent will have 2 of them there, and they can take up to 15, 16 people in a family in the very large one. And then they do tents, blankets, whatever. For Ukraine, because most of the people are displaced in others than, tent cities, so to speak, they're primarily going in with tarps, sleeping bags, mattresses, things that can try to not reconstruct, but shelter their homes. Because we found, particularly going back to Haiti, people don't want to leave their home if they don't have to. So even if they've got a home almost destroyed, we try to make arrangements for them to be able to reconstruct 1 or 2 places within the home. We're currently in 4 different missions related to Ukraine. 2 are in Ukraine, 2 are out in Poland, and I'm not sure if it's Moldova or another one, but we're trying to address both the refugee needs going out, and that's close to 6 million people have been displaced in Ukraine, as well as the 4 to 6 million people still in the Ukraine and trying to now get out of some of the cities and move closer to the northern part. Huge project. Rotary International took on Ukraine as a huge fundraising project through Rotary International Foundation. You can probably donate either to the foundation for Ukraine, or you can donate to Shelter Box. All of those funds, I'm told, go directly in international support. And we Rotary and we Shelter Box, whenever we're in these areas, we're working with 5 or 6 other major players in the international response world. Doctors Without Borders would be one of them. Habitat for Humanity very often is a big one. That helped us a lot in Haiti when we couldn't go into Haiti, a year ago after the assassinations. So we've taken, we Shelter Box have served almost 3 million people now in those 18 to 20 years we've been operating. I'm a Shelter Box representative. You do not have to be a Rotarian. We have people that are non-Rotary from all over the world. We're trained to be here and talk with you. I could come back anytime with our videos, with our anecdotes. I do always carry our shelter box brochures, which I should have probably put out, but I'll put some of them on the table here as you leave. I also always have envelopes where you can put in a check and write what you want your funds to go to, and they go directly back to Santa Barbara. The thing I like about Shelter Box, we are a minimally staffed organization, paid staffed organization. Like Rotary, we're a huge volunteer organization. So in Ukraine, for instance, we have all volunteers. And our volunteers would come from Rotary clubs, from other service organizations. They go in, they work with the players in there. And one thing about us, we have to be invited to come in. We've been in Syria now for 12 years in Syria. We're in Yemen, which has actually twice as many people in poverty and displaced as Ukraine. And a huge, hundreds of thousands of kids dying in Yemen. And so we're in places like that. And more often in Syria, Yemen, you will see tent cities. You'll see 500, 1,000 tents put up as a shelter box community. And they obviously try to keep the kids in school, on and on and on. So that said, it's my pleasure to award your club the Bronze Hero Award 21-22. I hope we'll see another one 22, 23, 4, 5. This is one of the clubs that has been very, very supportive of Shelter Box in our district. And my aim is to get everyone in, what are we, District 14, 13, 15? I think we've got 3 areas, not
Yeah, we
different
have-
areas.
we
We're
have
in
3
3
areas.
areas right
Three.
around here.
They
West
change the
Virginia.
numbers every other year.
Yeah, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, we're all kind of in the same areas. So, Heather, my pleasure to present this. Do we have anybody with a camera?
Lynn does.
I'm
just sending him
Could we just
pictures
get
of steps.
Maybe we could get any kind of a picture
Sure.
presenting this, and we've got the shelter box. And then maybe you could send that to me to send to shelter box. They would like to see that. I could actually.
I was premature, I took the picture of him speaking.
You don't want that one.
How long will we
No, you want this one.
That light's not so splendid first, but. All right, there you go.
Thank you very much. Thanks very
Like, those are yours.
And these are Sue's.
Those are Okay, Sue,
I got one you
will you come up to Bonnie? Bonnie and Sue, are we doing that today? No.
Yeah, you can do that today, but I don't need to be there.
You don't need to be there, Bonnie, will you come up?
She did this all on her own.
Yeah.
She did this all on her. Is this right, Sue?
I don't know what it is.
It's only a +3.
Sorry, Bonnie, I didn't look.
It should be. Is there a +3 or +4?
You told me on the phone it's +4, but I think it's only 3.
Okay, so I
Okay.
lied to her. It was
What is I?
How many are there?
2, okay.
Okay.
She is getting Paul Harris plus 3. So, thank you.
I'm not supposed to be the Rotary Minute, but I'm going to do a plug for donations to the International Foundation. That's how you get this. It's a lovely pin, but really, my husband and I support Rotary International and local foundation because of many of the things you heard here today and many of the things you know about already. But if you ever go onto the internet and check charities and how they're rated, the Rotary International Foundation is rated very, very high, if not number 1.
It is number 1 or 2.
It's always number 1 or 2 when I have looked. And it's largely because of how many volunteers are involved and how few paid staff they have. And it's something that my husband and I get the pin. But it's not just my money. We both support Rotary International and local foundation, and I encourage you to do the same.
Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie Zeller
you will come up, we have some wonderful young ladies with us today who received scholarship. And I'm going to move out of the way. Young ladies, come on up.
So I am here today representing the scholarship committee. I was on the committee. I did participate in one of the committee meetings. Lynn Hostetler wasn't able to be here today, and neither was Craig. So you got me. I'm summing in. But what's exciting about this year is we were actually able to award 10 scholarships for the college scholarships, which was more than we typically are able to give. And quite honestly, and I said this once but Sue wasn't here, so I'm just going to say it again. Part of that is because of, not part of it, a main reason we were able to give 2 extra scholarships was because of Sue's effort at the auction house and our lunch breakfast program, and we raised like $3,000 from all of those efforts. So thank you, Sue, for that. So we have 3 different Rotary funds. There's the Rotary Education Fund. We did award 2 scholarships out of that one. The Hyatt Foundation Award, some of the more seasoned Rotarians will remember Jim Hyatt and his years as a Rotarian, and he did, as part of his estate, send money to the Foundation for College Scholarships. So 2 of our award winners today are receiving the Hyatt Scholarship, and that's Kenzie Boyd, who is right here, and Michaela Detweiler at the end. So I'm going to let Mackenzie speak for a moment. Just give a few.
Hi everybody. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my future plans. So I plan on attending Delaware Valley University. I'm going to major in animal science. I grew up around animals, so I got a really big love for them, so that's how I chose my major. And while I'm there, I'm also going to play softball and field hockey. And then I plan on going to veterinary school, so that'll be my next 4 as long as I get in. It's really competitive, but hopefully I get in. So I'll spend my next 4 years there. All in plans of becoming a large animal vet, so hopefully I can move back to the area, maybe open my own practice. So yeah, those are my plans.
My name is Michaela. I graduated from the Career Magnet School. I plan to go to Harrisburg Area Community College for their dental hygiene program with the plan to become a pediatric dental hygienist. And after that, I want to do some missions with dental hygiene teams that go to places like Haiti, because my mom used to live there when she was a child. I kind of want to experience something like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So out of the Hyatt Foundation, we were able to award 4 scholarships. And then we have, just from the foundation, another 4, and we have Sabine Sapa here today. She received one of those awards.
Hi everyone, I'm Sabine. If you think you've seen me before, you probably have, because I was here in December. But I'm going to Muhlenberg College as a biochemistry major, and I'm an RJ fellow there. It's like one of their honors programs for students who are in leadership and service and things like that. And I've done that here through United Way, mostly with Amy. And a biochemistry major because I'm on the pre-dental track. I want to become a dentist. And I always knew I wanted to do something in the sciences. My dad is heavily involved in the sciences, so I kind of wanted to follow that path. But I think with dental, you have more of like a connection with your patients and the community. And I interned with Dr. Vera at the orthodontist office, and so through that, I've kind of gotten how to run a practice is more business-like, and then actually doing the dentistry part, so both of those merged together is my choice.
Did you get a picture?
I got a picture of all of you, yes.
Very good. Okay. So these are 3 of our 10 scholarship award winners, and as Carolyn so adaptly put it, our future, and we do want to invest in our future, and here we are, and we are very excited to hear about your future plans. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now my time as president has come to the end. Thank you all so much for bearing with me sometimes on my ramblings as we went through the year. I appreciate all of you
all your support, your kind words. It was a difficult year for all of us, going from online only, searching for a new venue, coming together, hybriding it out and all that. And you were always so supportive and encouraging, and I really appreciated it. It really helped some of those times when I literally couldn't even get up and do it. So I appreciate that. And now I am passing the gavel to a wonderful young lady that I am, young woman, that I am super excited about. I've gotten to know Steph really, we've met before, but really through Rotary. And she is exceptional, as many of you know, an exceptional leader. And it has been through her efforts that we've been able to grow as a club and be so inclusive for those who had medical reasons for not being able to come, or other reasons for not being able to come during this year with the COVID pandemic going on. She really stepped up, came up with all the technology, is updating our website, has helped get us the QR code so that some of us can pay easier through credit cards, all that stuff. That is through Steph's leadership, so I know the next year is going to be fantastic. And I'm going to present to you. Teresa's so helpful, she gives us these little cards. I'm not going to put it on you because I am clumsy. Grace is not my middle name, and I don't want to stab you.
I appreciate that.
Now, if it was my sister, I probably would. Not you. So, and this, she does that. And yeah, there it is. And when you take it off, because you forgot to take it off earlier that day, and you put it down and say, I'm going to put it here so I don't lose it, and then can't remember where that is, that's where mine went. It's in that spot where I knew I wouldn't forget, and I can't figure out where that spot is.
Now, let's be honest. It's going to end up on Rotary Corner on my back.
It is going to end up on that. And I already did present her with our personal gift because Steph said no pomp and circumstances. She also got my handy dandy pull behind bag. So, Steph.
Thank you. I'm going to present you with, from what I understand, is the best job in the world.
Best job in the world pin. That's immediate past president. And I didn't understand that because it was a great year and I learned a lot. I mean, I really learned a lot about the club and myself, and it was wonderful, but this is even better. So, thank you, Steph. It's all yours.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to say just a how much time do I have? I got a couple minutes.
You got a couple minutes.
So before closing out, I just wanted to speak to the club a little bit today because coming in as a new president every year, you know, you have somebody new that's taking the helm and someone new that's going to be working with you hopefully a bit more closely than before. But we don't necessarily know what the president's plans are for the club. And you know, where the leadership is taking us. We're just kind of, I don't know about you, but I've been following on the Good Ship Lollipop for a while, going, great, I get to do all these wonderful things, and I get to hang out with all these wonderful people, but as far as what the president wants to do and what they're doing, didn't faze me at all. I just knew that it was in good hands, and that's what mattered. Now for me, I am much more upfront and honest, and not saying that you all are not, just saying I'm blunt. I like to say I'm as subtle as a sledgehammer, and if you can't tell, you can look at my car, and you can also hear it when it turns right. So, being as subtle as a sledgehammer as I am, I feel it's important that everyone knows coming into this year, one of my main driving things is listening to where you're at currently. Because while many hands make for light work, and we have many hands here, we also have many hands that have been doing a lot of work, especially over the past going on 3 years. And some of these hands are tired and they need a break. And I respect that. And I would like to see how many people we can come in and pick up and keep doing the good work that we're doing while fully recognizing and respecting all of the wonderful work that everyone has done before. So looking at everyone's strengths, what do you enjoy? What makes your heart sing? Well, I'd like to find you something in Rotary that fits that. So it's not just coming to the meetings, and it's not just going to the service projects or donating money or food or anything to something that we're doing, but what makes your heart sing? What brings you to Rotary? What makes you happy to be here and be a person of action in Rotary? So that is what I'm looking to bring in my term of presidency. So on that note, strike prevention will be held immediately following for anyone who is interested. Drinking is not necessarily required, but fellowship is. So until next time, thank you all.